Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Okay, are all six of us here? If all six of us are here, we can get going then. Oh, shit. There's only five. God damn it, Vibers. Okay, don't worry. We'll hit 20 today. I'm positive. I can feel it in my bones.
Which videotape is this?
Betamax, whatever it is.
All right, let's have it quiet in the courtroom, please.
Lunchtime recess, and the court will resume in about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Gives us pause to look back at what has happened here over the last couple of hours. We have seen Rosa Lopez on the witness stand being questioned about whether or not she intends to leave this jurisdiction and be unavailable.
We're listening to the news, guys, of what just happened. Why are they playing this in court? I know the jury's not in the room. You can tell because everybody's walking around and talking and laughing.
Testify at the time appropriately for the defense case in the murder trial of OJ Simpson, and some vigorous cross-examination testing her believability, whether or not she is covering the story you become as earlier today.
Yes, well, as I reported during the mid-morning break that we took, Greg, as I was walking out of the courtroom in the morning, Rosa Lopez, who had not yet taken the stand, was seated against the back wall. And as I was walking out, she reached up and either pulled at my skirt or brushed it back and forth to get my attention. And I did look down and saw that it was Rosa Lopez. And at that point in time, she was smiling. Her face was beaming, was the best way that I could describe it. And she was saying, "I love you on TV. I know you from TV. You're so pretty. I like to watch you on TV." And I looked startled, I believe, because her attorney, Carl Jones, who was sitting next to her, looked up at me and said, "She just knows you from TV," as if to explain why this was occurring. And I kept moving. As you know, when you're in the courtroom, you file out in single file, and you don't stop, or the deputies will have a problem with you. And I went down to the break during the break because it was interesting that someone who had just been characterized by Johnny Cochran as terrorized by the media would choose to reach out and extend herself, in a sense, to a member of the media. And so I reported that. Well, it appears that the prosecution, or someone of the prosecution team, or someone in contact with the prosecution, was watching court TV. And Christopher Darden was informed of this incident through whatever channels. So during the second portion of the morning, when I was on the 12th floor media room, a representative from the district attorney's office did come up and request my presence in court. And that was what you just saw moments ago, which was the identification where the witness, Rosa Lopez, acknowledged that she had spoken to me on the way out of court after the first morning break.
All right, so far.
All right, back on the record in the Simpson matter.
Okay, hold on. That would be so good. Let's change the entire court system in the United States of America. Let's do this. We have the technology. We can do this. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a witness. We're going to have a witness on stand, and they're going to ask the witness questions, and we're going to stream it, okay, in all court hearings across the United States. And then we're going to take time to play back what the media says about what just happened. And we're going to read comments from viewers on the stream so that the jury can hear everything. And then we'll get really, really, really fair trials.
Matter. Mr.
Because I promise you, if I say something wrong, people on my stream will let me know. We will. The whole world will have a voice in every single court case.
Simpson is again present with his counsel, Mr. Shapiro, Mr. Cochran, Mr. Douglas, people represented by Mr. Darden, Ms. Lewis.
We're expecting this.
All right. Certainly.
I lost 2 viewers because I was talking. There's 4 of us.
All right, Ms. Lopez, would you come forward again, please?
Don't say grimace. Don't say grimace. Don't say grimace.
All right,
Whatever
Ms.
you do.
Lopez, would you please retake the witness stand? And if you just pull the microphone close to you, please. All right, good afternoon, Ms. Lopez.
Good afternoon, sir.
You're reminded that you're still under oath. Mr. Darden, you may resume your cross-examination.
Thank you. Ms. Lopez, on those occasions when you visited El Salvador, did you watch television?
Yes,
Okay. And so you're aware that in El Salvador, you can pick up KTLA.
I think it's terry cloth.
Channel 5 out of Los Angeles, correct?
Watching television and picking up Channel 5, I don't know that simple fact now evidence. Doesn't it not?
Overruled.
I don't even remember what channel they work over there.
Okay. But you do recall that in El Salvador, you can pick up Los Angeles television stations, correct?
Yo no he visto de acá, he visto los canales de allá.
I haven't seen it from here. I've seen the stations that are there.
Okay. Are you familiar with a newspaper called the La Prensa
Que se llama La Prensa
Gráfica?
Gráfica.
Sí.
Yes,
Okay, and that's the largest daily circulated newspaper in San Salvador, correct?
Sí.
yes,
And are you aware that they've run numerous articles about you, including your picture?
incluyendo la fotografía de usted.
Sí.
Yes.
You're well known in El Salvador, aren't you?
The first step calls for speculation, conclusion. It's also beyond the scope of this hearing.
No, I don't believe so, but rephrase the question, Mr. Darden. Stop beyond the scope, but why don't you rephrase that?
Ms. Lopez, are you aware that in El Salvador that you are well known?
¿Usted es bien conocida? ¿Se le conoce?
Pues en mi rancho creo que sí, pero en la capital no lo creo.
Well, I think that they do in my ranch, but I don't think that they do in the capital.
Are you familiar with TV stations 2, 4, 6, and 12 in El Salvador?
Es que cuando voy para allá no miro televisión tanto, siempre voy aburrida de ver televisión de acá.
It's that when I go over there, I don't watch that much TV. I'm already bored of watching TV here.
Are you aware that they are watching you right now in El Salvador?
Does it matter? The first step I was looking, she's going to solve.
Overruled.
Watching TV now. Which causes us to be alert.
Overruled. But she's indicated one of her fears is that she's well known here.
Yes,
If she's well known there, then she may have the same problem there.
maybe she look, well, I don't know how you know. Maybe you'll let me address this appropriate time here.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Director.
You're welcome, Mr. Cochran. Mr. Darden.
What was it?
Are you aware that the reporters at those TV stations in San Salvador are watching you testify here today?
Están viendo declarando
It does.
aquí.
Was that sustained?
Yes, it does assume a fact, not an
Okay.
evidence.
Okay. Are you aware that in San Salvador you can get CNN International?
Se puede ver CNN Internacional.
Also,
Espérese.
just remember, El Salvador, we're now talking about San Salvador.
So, well, San Salvador is the capital of El Salvador, is my
She said she's
recollection.
going to San Salvador. You say that, there's no evidence. So
Okay.
we got evidence. There's more than one city, I think, in El Salvador.
Foundational objection?
Yes.
Sustained.
Okay, Ms. Lopez, when the plane lands in El Salvador, it'll land in the capital, San Salvador. Is that correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, are you aware that in San Salvador, that you can get CNN International on the television?
Overruled.
No sé yo de eso.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that.
No sabe usted eso.
But your sister has told you that she has watched news reports about you on television. Is that correct?
That's hearsay. Call that question.
Goes to her state of mind. Overruled.
So we got evidence.
A mí no me lo ha
Sustained.
dicho ella, me lo ha
It's
dicho.
a small- oh,
Okay,
Hold on. I'm sustaining the objection that assumes that's not in evidence because you have to lay a foundation. I'm overruling the objection that it's hearsay because it goes to state of mind.
Did you speak to your sister during the month of January?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you discuss the news coverage of you?
No sé, yo no hablamos de esas cosas nosotros.
No, sir. We don't talk about those things.
Have you told your sister why you're returning to El Salvador? Did you tell your sister why you're returning to El Salvador?
Su hermana, ¿por qué es que regresa a El Salvador? ¿Usted?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you tell her that you were returning to avoid harassment from the press?
Evitar el hostigamiento de los medios de comunicación y la prensa.
Le dije que iba a ir a pasar a mi hijo a otra tumba porque lo necesito pasar este año.
I told her that I was going to go move my son to another grave because I needed to do that this year.
Did you tell your sister that you were returning to El Salvador to avoid the press?
Para evitar a la prensa.
No.
No.
You indicated this morning that you told your lawyer many times that you intended to return to El Salvador, correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you recall when the first time was that you told him this?
Ay, no me recuerdo.
Assuming
remember.
facts not
Was
enough.
it in December?
No me
Hey,
recuerdo.
John.
I don't remember.
Can you give us an approximate?
Twice.
All right, she's already acknowledged that she's told that. Why don't we move on?
Well, can I ask if she told him in 1994?
Sure.
Did you tell him this in 1994 or 1995?
En 95.
In 95.
Okay. Are you aware that your lawyer, Mr. Jones, appeared on television on February 2 and stated that you had not told him that you intended to return to El Salvador?
Which is the problem. You aware that your lawyer could have told you it's hearsay? The question is vague, unintelligible, ambiguous.
Overruled. Overruled.
Are you aware?
Answer the question. Are you aware your attorney said
¿Sabe
this?
usted que su abogado dijo eso?
So the fact that
Overruled.
Sí.
Yes.
Had you told him by February 2, that is, that you were leaving the country?
No, no le había dicho a él.
No, I hadn't told him.
When did you first tell him?
Ay, no me acuerdo cuando le dije.
I don't remember when I told him.
Okay, well, you know that you told him
Pero
sometime
sabe que
after
se lo dijo
February 2,
después
correct?
del 2 de febrero, ¿correcto?
Es que no recuerdo el día ni la hora que le dije. No, yo no recuerdo.
It's that I don't remember what day or what time I told him. I don't remember.
You told us this morning that you've never spoken to anyone from the Star. Is that correct?
The Star, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you acquainted with Tony Frost?
¿A Tony Frost?
No.
No.
You've never met Tony Frost?
No.
¿No ha conocido a Tony Frost? No.
may not know the person by that name, maybe she talked to him, not know his name.
Overruled.
That's a fair question.
Overruled.
Isn't it true that you had 4 face-to-face interviews with Tony Frost of the Star?
Cara a cara con Tony Frost de The Star.
Yo no sé quién será Tony Frost. En el trabajo llegaron muchos reporteros y me preguntaban y yo no sé nada, yo no sé nada.
I don't know who Tony Frost is. A lot of reporters came to my job and they would ask me things and I would say, I don't know anything, I don't know anything.
How many reporters discussed paying you for your story?
Tratan de pagarles por su historia.
A mí nunca me han dicho que me van a pagar.
I don't know. Nobody has told me that I'm going to get paid.
Okay, well, did anyone discuss the possibility with you that you could get paid?
La posibilidad
For
de que
telling
le
your
podían
story?
pagar
No.
por dar su historia.
No.
Where did you go when we broke for
Salty.
lunch?
Cuando tomamos el descanso para almorzar, ¿a dónde fue usted?
A la cafetería.
To the cafeteria.
Who did you go there with?
¿Con quién fue usted?
Un party.
With Patty.
And you see Patty here in the courtroom now?
No.
No.
And
I don't see him.
does Patty have a last name?
Mechanic.
Mechanic.
Did you meet anyone else in the cafeteria?
¿Encontró a alguien más en la cafetería?
Había mucha gente.
There were a lot of people there.
Who did you speak with in the cafeteria?
Espérese,
Overruled.
conteste.
Yo no he hablado con nadie. Todos platican entre ellos, yo no.
I didn't speak with anybody. Everybody speaks among themselves. I didn't.
You didn't speak to Mr. Cochran in the
¿No lo
cafeteria?
conoció Cochran en la cafetería?
Sí, entiendo a platicar con ellos también.
Yes, he also comes to chat with them.
Okay, well, didn't you have a heated conversation with Mr. Cochran in the cafeteria?
Conversación
En voz alta o candente con el señor.
Wait.
Just the following question is argumentative. Conversation. Argumentative.
Mr. Cochran can testify later if he likes, Your Honor.
Why don't you rephrase the question? Conversation first and then describe the tenor and demeanor of the conversation.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. When you spoke to Mr. Cochran in the cafeteria, did he appear upset at all?
¿Él parecía estar molesto?
No.
No.
Did he raise his voice?
¿Levantó la voz?
No.
No.
Did he tell you that you were messing up on the witness stand?
¿Le dijo que usted estaba
Cometiendo errores en el banquillo. Espérese.
Very question, Your Honor. That's a very question.
I don't think we need to. I think he's entitled to ask that kind of question.
Okay. There are other people present who hear.
May or may not be true. I don't know. Mr. Dart.
Was Mr. Cochran animated at all during the conversation that you had with him?
Remember, we're using an interpreter.
No.
No.
First off, how dare you call Mr. Cochran animated? I don't think anybody's ever called him that a day in his life.
Madam Interpreter, how is animated translated into Spanish?
Not very clearly, Your Honor.
Since I don't speak Spanish, Your Honor, I can't. Okay.
Using an interpreter with a witness is an art.
The art word again, huh?
No, I'm just familiar. That particular verb in Spanish is very difficult. Never mind. Forget I mentioned it. Proceed.
Did Mr. Cochran tell you what to say on the witness stand?
cuando declarara desde el banquillo?
No.
No.
How about Mr. McKenna? Did he tell you what to say on the witness stand?
¿Qué decir desde el banquillo?
No, señor.
No, sir.
Did you discuss your testimony with Mr. McKenna?
¿Con el señor McKenna?
No.
No.
Did you tell him what happened here in court this morning?
¿En el tribunal esta mañana?
No.
No.
Did Mr. McKenna tell you not to tell us
Que no nos supieran nosotros.
that you spoke to him during the lunch hour?
¿Había hablado con él durante el almuerzo?
No, señor, no lo han mencionado ustedes.
No, sir. He hasn't mentioned you.
Well, not me. Okay. I mean, did he tell you not to tell us
Le dijo que no nos dijera
that you talked to him about your testimony?
Que usted había hablado con
This
él
morning.
sobre su testimonio.
Overruled.
No.
No.
By the way, you understand everything I'm saying to you in English, don't you?
¿Es así?
No le pongo atención a usted porque tengo que ponerle atención a la señora aquí. Para eso.
I'm not paying attention to you because I have to pay attention to the lady here so that I can understand.
What did you say?
Cuando usted habló con el señor Cochran,
This morning, did you speak to him in English?
¿habló con él en inglés?
No.
No.
You weren't sitting back there on that back bench speaking to Mr. Cochran in English?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, so you did speak to Mr. Cochran
What does it matter if she knows some English? I don't understand.
in English, correct?
Correcto.
¿Me entiende mi medio inglés? Sí.
He,
Question is vague, because that's what several times.
Why don't you rephrase the question? I thought it was this morning, though, on the back bench. That sounded pretty specific.
Did- Didn't you
Okay.
speak to Mr. Cochran in English this morning while the two of you sat on that back bench here in this courtroom?
Sí hablo. Sí.
We did talk, yes.
And in fact, you do speak English.
Yo digo que no porque no lo hablo bien.
I say I don't because I don't speak it well.
Okay. Well, when you spoke to the Salingers, you spoke to them in English, correct?
Nos peleamos porque me decía que hablar en inglés y yo le dije que no.
We would fight because they would tell me to speak in English and I would say no.
Have you found, we'll strike that. They speak to you in English?
¿Ellos le hablaban a usted en inglés?
Ella sí, el señor no.
She did. He didn't.
And you understood them?
¿Y usted les entendía?
A veces no. Le preguntaba al señor porque no le entendía a ella.
Sometimes I didn't and I would ask the man because I wouldn't understand her.
When you spoke to Mr. Cochran during the lunch hour, was he furious at all?
¿Él estaba furioso de alguna forma?
No.
No.
You have watched some of these proceedings on court TV, is that correct?
Parte de este proceso en Court TV en ese canal, ¿correcto?
Cuando tengo tiempo.
When I have time.
Okay. And do they broadcast, that is Court TV, in Spanish?
Casi no lo miro en español por algunas veces.
I almost don't watch it in Spanish, but sometimes I like to.
Okay. So they do broadcast in Spanish, is that
¿Sí
correct?
lo transmiten en español,
Sí.
correcto? Yes.
Okay. Did you watch the preliminary hearing on Court TV?
Court TV?
No todo el tiempo cuando que no tengo tiempo.
Not all the time because I don't have the time.
Okay, but you watched some of the preliminary hearing?
¿Vio parte de la
On Court
audiencia
TV?
preliminar en Court TV? A little bit. ¿En inglés o en español?
En español.
In Spanish?
I do not think so. I do not think she's being deceptive. So, like, I know some Spanish, but I would never, even if I could speak to someone a little bit in Spanish, I would never go into a courtroom and try to speak Spanish during a court case, or I would never understand what they were saying. I would definitely use an interpreter, 100%.
Was that on Court TV?
¿Fue en el canal Court TV?
No.
No.
En 34.
Channel 34?
Okay, so when you watched these proceedings
Así es
on
que cuando usted ve esto en el-
television in English,
televisión en inglés,
you watched Court TV,
ve usted Court
correct?
TV, ¿correcto?
Cuando estaba en el trabajo, sí, porque agarraba el cable.
When I was at work, yes, because I would get cable.
The fee or pay agreement you have with your lawyer, is it in writing?
De los honorarios de su abogado, ¿está hecho por escrito?
No.
No.
Can I have one moment, Charles?
Certainly.
I hope you use this moment to get to your freaking point, sir.
That you signed
En la declaración que usted firmó
on February 17,
el 17 de
1995.
febrero de 1995.
You indicated at line
Usted indicó en el renglón
20 and 21
20 y 21
that you were forced to quit your job.
que usted se vio forzada, obligada a dejar su trabajo.
Is that correct?
¿Correcto? That's correct.
But no one forced you to quit your job, did they?
A dejar su trabajo, ¿sí? A renunciar.
No me lo decía directamente la señora, pero ya no me quería.
The lady didn't tell me so directly, but she didn't want me anymore.
Didn't Mrs. Salinger tell you that you were welcome to stay?
Se podía quedar, que era bienvenida.
No, señor.
No, sir.
Didn't she tell you that
No
she
le
would
dijo,
strike that? Didn't she tell you that you were a good employee?
¿usted era una buena empleada?
No, señor.
No, sir.
She told you that she was going to fire you?
Me dijo de esta forma, ¿se lo explico?
She told me this way. Do you want me to explain it to you?
Go right ahead.
Adelante.
Dijo, si no te vas, si no regresas en una semana, yo busco housekeeper y si quieres referencia te la doy.
She
Entonces,
said to me, if you don't come back in a week, I will look for a housekeeper. And if you want references, I will give them to you.
entonces me estaba despidiendo, ¿verdad?
Then she was firing me, right?
Mrs. Salinger told you that if you came back in a week, you could have your job back?
¿Regresaba en una semana, usted podría tener su empleo de regreso?
Sí.
Yes.
And she told you that she would give you references for a new job
¿Le daba referencias para otro
if you
empleo?
wanted them?
Si usted las quería?
Sí.
Yes.
Well, isn't it true, Ms. Lopez, that you quit your job?
¿Usted renunció a su trabajo? Espérese,
Oral.
conteste.
Sí, porque las cámaras de televisión no dejan todos los días y a la señora no le gustaba ya.
Yes,
Estaba enfadada.
because the television cameras would not leave us alone every day. And the lady was already fed up. She didn't like it.
Well, let's talk about these television
Vamos a
cameras.
hablar de las cámaras de televisión.
Did these television cameras walk up, or rather, did the camera reporters walk up to the front door and knock at the door?
Los reporteros caminaban a la puerta principal y tocaban a la puerta.
Llegaban hasta la puerta y se metían para adentro y los dejaba.
They would come to the door and they would go inside if I allowed them to.
But only if you allowed them
Pero
to,
solo
correct?
usted los dejaba, ¿correcto?
Porque cerraban la puerta porque venían con la cámara enfrente. El
Sí.
canal 34 me siguió hasta la puerta y hasta que la cerré.
Because I would close the door, they would come with their cameras to the front. Channel 34 followed me all the way to the door until I closed it.
Okay. When was that?
¿Cuándo fue esto?
El día después que salió mi fotografía en la televisión.
The day after my picture came out on TV.
That would be January 26th.
26 de enero.
Yo creo, no sé qué fecha.
I think. I don't know what date it was.
Is there a fence around the property?
Hay una reja alrededor de la propiedad.
Pero mantienen el gate abierto.
But they keep the gate open.
So the gate can close. Is that correct?
¿Correcto? Yes.
Okay. The gate can be locked,
También
correct?
se puede cerrar con llave esa puerta.
Sí.
Yes.
And if you lock the gate, then the reporters can't come onto the property, correct?
Los reporteros no pueden pasar a la propiedad, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
But you didn't bother to lock the gate, correct?
Pero usted no se tomó la molestia de cerrar con llave.
Our house, the soldier's house.
Well, the weight of the answer is for me to determine. That's already occurred to me.
At her house.
Well, I wanted to remind you.
No, you don't need to remind me.
Okay.
And I saw the house and I've seen the fence
And the gate.
and the gate.
You shouldn't ask these questions. You've already seen them.
Well, the gate was locked when we were there, counsel.
I
But
don't
you
think
didn't bother to.
I don't think you typed that right. Can you try typing it as Telemundo?
The second time, yes.
But you didn't bother to lock the gate, correct?
Porque el gate no es mío, señor, y la señora no le gusta que lo
Can she
cierre.
answer the
Because
question
the
yes or no,
gate
please?
isn't mine, and the lady doesn't like me to lock it.
All right, the answer will stand. Counsel, whether or not the gate opens or closes is not real important to the
That's fine,
decision I
Your
have to make.
You told us that you
No,
flew into.
that's an excellent question. That's an excellent question. I think it's the maid that everybody was saying should have been at the house that day. Kato was saying the maid is here. The daughter was saying the maid is here, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Or maybe she was at Nicole's house. I don't know. It's a good question. Who is this lady?
To LAX at 1:30 this morning. Is that correct?
Aeropuerto de Los Ángeles a la 1:30 de la madrugada, ¿correcto? Ajá.
Okay.
Sí.
And, Your
Yes.
Honor, and did we stipulate to the name of the airline on the record, Your Honor?
Ya estipulamos el nombre de la aerolínea.
Hmm?
1:20. I don't know the time exactly.
Your Honor, we checked with this airline and they indicated that their last flight arrived at 11:30 and that the crews all left by 12:30. So perhaps we should get some confirmation from the witness as to what the name of the airline is, as opposed to the stipulation we've entered into already.
All right, we can do that at the sidebar. Since apparently they were met by somebody. Why don't you find out? Get me the flight number, et cetera, so we can confirm that. Why don't you move on, Mr. Jordan? Certainly.
And I'd like to inquire of the witness further regarding the fee arrangement she has with Mr. Jones, and I would like to confer with Mr. Jones before I proceed.
All right. Records reflect Mr. McKenna is here as well. Mr. Darden finished his conversation with Mr. Jones. Give me the time.
Your Honor, may I approach with the name of the airline just giving you a piece of paper?
Yes.
Ms. Lopez, is this the name of the airline?
¿Es el nombre de la aerolínea en la que voló?
Yeah.
You did not fly on Southwest Airlines?
No voló usted en Southwest Airlines.
No.
No.
And you came from out of state, is that
Vino
correct?
usted de otro estado, ¿correcto? Yes.
And you came at the request of someone, correct?
¿Se lo pidió alguien, correcto?
Porque me sentí con la obligación,
And we have a yes or no answer?
Because I felt the duty to
atestiguar ahora.
come to testify today.
Motion to strike, Your Honor, it's non-responsive.
It's all right. It'll stand.
Someone asked you to come
¿Alguien le pidió
here today and testify, correct?
testificar? ¿Correcto?
Yes.
Yes.
Who asked you to do that?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones?
And you say you did that out of a duty you believe you have. Is that correct?
She said Mr. Johnny.
That's what I thought I heard.
She said Mr. Johnny.
Let's clarify with the interpreter.
Johnny or
Yeah,
Jones? Johnny, sorry.
Okay. The gentleman seated right
¿El señor
here,
que está sentado aquí?
Yes,
Yes. ¿Este?
Mr.
Yes.
Douglas?
¿El señor
Record, Your
Douglas?
yes.
Yes.
I hope we have an ID issue.
It's a great straight line.
And what did Mr. Douglas say to you
¿Qué le dijo el señor Douglas
when he asked you to return?
cuando le pidió que regresara?
Hablé con mi abogado primero y yo le dije que mi abogado estaba lejos.
I first talked to my lawyer and I told my lawyer that I was away.
Y él dijo, tienes que venir porque te necesitamos mañana.
And he said to me, you have to come because we need you tomorrow.
Le dije, no se preocupe, yo llego.
I said to him, don't worry, I'll be there.
But what if your attorney tells you,
I object to that question. What is it? What is this, like make believe?
I
Is that proper
okay.
question?
haven't heard the question yet.
so when your attorney asked you to come, you just came,
Su
correct?
abogado le pidió que viniera, nada más vino, ¿verdad?
Yes,
Yes.
Out of a sense of duty.
Por un sentido de obligación.
yes.
Yes.
And do you still feel a duty to testify in this case?
¿La obligación de declarar en este caso?
Sí,
Yes.
And if called again to come and testify, will you come and testify?
¿Vendría usted a declarar?
no, ya no tengo más.
No, I won't come anymore.
Okay. So you feel you no longer have any duty to come and testify, correct?
La obligación de venir a- el
Oh.
deber de venir a declarar, ¿correcto?
I don't know.
She's not.
I don't know.
She only types what the interpreter says out loud.
Did you ever discuss receiving money for your story with anyone?
¿Ha hablado con quien sea de recibir dinero por su historia?
No, señor.
No, sir.
No one offered you $5,000.
¿Ofreció $5,000?
No, señor.
No, sir.
You never asked anyone for $5,000.
$5,000?
No.
No.
Can you answer my questions before the interpreter can interpret?
Se las
Well,
interpreta.
Mr. Darden, whether or not she understands or doesn't
Bueno,
understand
señor
English,
Quino, no.
I could take into consideration the fact that she's been in this country for over 20 years.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's all I have for now.
Thank you. Mr. Cochran, any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Ms. Lopez.
Good afternoon, sir.
And what do you refer to me as?
¿Y usted cómo me dice a mí? How do what?
What do you call me?
A mí, ¿cómo me dice usted?
Johnny?
Johnny.
Okay, yes.
Sí.
And in that connection, when did you leave Los Angeles to go to this other state?
Para irse al otro estado que fue.
¿Cuándo me fui?
When did I leave?
Yes, to go to the other state.
Para ir al otro estado.
Fui el miércoles en la mañana.
I left Wednesday morning.
All right, and did you talk to your lawyer before you left to go to this other state?
Antes de irse a este otro estado?
No, no le llamé.
No, I didn't call him.
And so the record is clear when I'm talking about your lawyer, I'm referring to Mr. Carl Jones. All right? And before you left on Wednesday, Mr. Jones had advised you had to be in court today on Friday. Is that correct?
Que tenía que estar aquí el viernes, ¿correcto?
Yes.
Yes.
And yesterday, did you make a call to Mr. Jones and tell him where you were?
Al señor Jones para decirle dónde estaba?
Sí.
Yes.
And after you talked to Mr. Jones, did you have occasion to talk to my law office about where you were?
¿Bufete jurídico de sobre dónde estaba usted?
Sí.
Yes.
And thereafter,
Y después
were reservations made for you to fly
hicieron reservaciones para que
back to Los Angeles in the early morning hours so you could be here this morning?
en la madrugada para que usted pudiera estar aquí esta mañana?
Sí.
Yes.
And in that connection,
En conexión a eso,
the flight that you came on arrived about 1:25 or 1:30 in the morning,
1:30 de la madrugada?
Sí.
Yes.
and you were picked up at the airport by the gentleman who was in here that you call Patty over in the corner, Mr.
Patty, que
McKenna.
está ahí en la esquina, señor
Yes.
McKenna? Yes.
And what time did you go to bed this morning?
Se acostó usted esta mañana.
A las 2:15, 2:20.
At 2:15, 2:20.
All right. And what time did you wake up this morning?
A las 5 de la mañana.
At 5 in the morning.
And what time did you arrange to meet at my law office sometime early this morning?
Oficina esta
A las 6
mañana.
de la mañana.
At 6 in the morning. 7:30.
So what you arrived in Los Angeles at 1:30. You went to bed about shortly after 2:15, is that right?
Después de las 2:15, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
You were up by 5?
Sí.
Yes.
And I'm not clear what time it was that you came.
Yes, he is. Mr. McKenna, why don't you step out?
And what time did you arrive at the law office, if you recall?
Llegó usted a la oficina al
No me
bufete
fijé.
jurídico. I didn't notice.
Irma in the courtroom is with us now.
Yes, she is. Mr. Jones would like to leave too. Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And you had a conversation with us this morning.
¿Con usted, verdad? No.
señor.
No, sir.
I came down while waiting for the car to speak to you briefly at lunchtime.
Hablar con usted brevemente.
Well, let me ask it another way. All right. Did you see me briefly at lunch before I left?
A la hora del almuerzo.
It's foundational at this point.
Foundation. You brought it up.
Contesté.
Sí.
Yes.
Did we ever have any kind of an argument at all?
¿Tuvimos alguna discusión?
No.
No.
Did we talk about
Hablamos de
whether or not you plan to go to El Salvador?
usted planeaba irse a El Salvador o no?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you give me the name of your travel agent? Just, well, let me ask this.
It is,
This, just a moment. All right, let me restate it.
please.
Did we have a discussion about the name of your travel agent?
¿Plática sobre el nombre de su agente de viajes?
Sí.
Yes.
While I was there, was a phone call made to the travel agent to try to reach her? She can tell us that. I'm asking, was a phone call made to the travel agent? It's not leading.
Counsel, whether it's leading or not at this point, let's get to the point.
Was a phone call made to the travel agent?
¿Se hizo una llamada al agente de viajes?
Sí.
Yes.
And is her name Zulima Ida?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sí.
There's no indication that this witness has any personal knowledge.
That's great. This is incredibly leading, Mr.
Yes,
Cochran.
yes, absolutely. But Your Honor, if he could just, I'm still asking these questions, Your Honor. If there's an offer of proof, may I continue?
I understand where we're going with this. So we've established who the travel agent is. Let's proceed.
Yes, I was trying to, if I could establish it, may I do that?
I thought you said that was who it was.
Yes. Zulima Aida, Aida, is that correct?
Zulima Aida, eso
Sí.
es. Yes.
And were arrangements made for Miss Zulima Aida to come to court this
Arreglos
afternoon?
para que viniera Zulima Aida al tribunal esta tarde?
Sí.
Yes.
It's all hearsay.
Did you see Miss?
Your Honor, there's an objection. It's believing the hearsay. There's a motion to strike.
It's overruled at this point.
Did you see Miss Zulima Aida out in the hallway before you came into court this afternoon?
Counsel, I got to tell you something. The issue is this person leaving? Is there a bona fide reason for that person to leave? Nobody has bothered to discuss on page 1 of her affidavit on paragraph 7, line 23. It says, I have fear for my personal safety as well as the safety of my family if I remain in this country. Nobody's bothered to ask that question. That seems to me to be a very important issue. Whether or not she's got a travel agent, whether or not that travel agent is going to come here is not real interesting to me.
Your Honor, the witness has indicated already that she wants to leave because of harassment for the press, from the press, Your Honor. And that is
I know.
what she gave.
Madam Mayor,
She gave no other reason.
I understand that.
I think that excludes us.
the court, if the court would allow me one moment, I appreciate the court understanding and anticipate what we're going to do. The reason why the travel agent is here, it bears on questions asked by Mr. Darden, Your Honor, as to
I
whether or
understand
not this lady has made some reservations to go to El Salvador this month. And I expect to introduce that as testimony,
All right,
Your Honor. So I
let's
know
proceed.
if the court would allow me, I think the court will understand what we're trying to do.
Let's proceed. Sure.
Thank you.
It's an awful long hearing to determine whether or not we're going to have a hearing.
Well, Your Honor, I think so, Your Honor, but they took up 2/3 of the hearing, Your Honor. I'll point that out.
Well, she made a material misrepresentation.
Well, Mr. Darden, thank you.
Now,
Let's proceed.
now, with regard to the
Con
declaration,
respecto a la declaración
that you signed on February
que usted firmó el
17,
17 de febrero
1995. Do you remember that?
1995. ¿Se acuerda de eso?
Sí, sí.
Yes, sir.
And was this
Esa
declaration
declaración.
read to you in
¿Se la
Spanish
leyeron
before you
usted
signed
en
it?
español antes
Sí.
de firmarla? Yes.
And who read this
¿Quién le leyó
declaration
esta
to you
declaración a usted?
before you signed it?
Irma,
Irma.
All right, is that the lady who left a few
La
moments
señora
ago?
que salió hace
Sí.
unos momentos. Yes.
And you're aware that Irma speaks
Y usted
Spanish, is
sabe
that
que
correct?
Irma habla español, ¿verdad?
sí.
Yes.
And are the facts contained in this
Y los
declaration
hechos que contiene esta
true and
declaración
correct?
son correctos y
Sí.
ciertos. Yes.
At the time this
Y
declaration was
cuando
prepared,
se preparó esta declaración,
was your lawyer, Mr. Carl
¿su
Jones,
abogado, el
present?
señor Carl Jones, estaba presente?
Sí.
Yes.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Quisiera hacerle una pregunta
two about
o
the
dos
declaration,
sobre
if I
esta
might.
declaración, si me lo permite.
Sí.
Yes.
In paragraph 7,
En el párrafo 7,
I want you to read this,
quiero que lea usted,
first of all, to
en primer
yourself,
lugar, en
then
voz
I want to
baja.
ask you a question
Léamelo usted
about it.
porque no
You
puedo.
read it to me, please.
You know, I'm going to object to having the witness read
Eh,
the
que
declaration for counsel for the question. To give it to a refresher
se lo
recollection.
da para
It's
refrescarle
her
la memoria.
declaration, and that
Es su
speaks for itself.
declaración.
Your Honor.
Y
Yes.
habla por sí
It's
mismo.
her declaration.
Can you read it to yourself?
No miro porque no
I
tengo mis
can't see
lentes.
because I don't have my glasses.
All right. May I
Está
read it to
bien.
you?
¿Se lo puedo leer,
Yes.
su señoría? Sí.
In paragraph
En
7,
el párrafo 7,
you indicate,
usted indicó,
I have a fear for my personal
temo por
safety
mi seguridad personal,
as well as the safety of
al
my
igual que la
family
seguridad de mi familia,
if I remain in this country.
si me quedo en este país.
Esto,
I
¿Cómo?
want,
es verdad.
is
That's
that,
true.
okay, is that true?
¿Eso es cierto?
Sí.
All right.
Yes.
And why do you have a fear for your
¿Y por qué
personal
tienes que
safety
por su
as
seguridad
well as the
personal, al
safety
igual
of
que
your
la seguridad
family
de su familia,
if you remain in this
si
country?
se queda en este país?
Porque toda la gente ya me conoce.
Because everybody already
Donde
knows
quiera que
me.
voy me miran y ya me señalan y me dicen, ves, es la mujer que está en el trailer hoy de Mr. Simpson.
Wherever I go, people
Tengo
look at
miedo.
me and point at me and say, see, that's the woman that's in Mr. Simpson's case. And I'm afraid.
You're afraid for your personal
¿Tiene
safety?
miedo por su seguridad personal? Yes.
When you went
Y cuando
down
usted
to,
fue,
was there a time you went down to the unemployment
¿usted
office
fue a la oficina de desempleo en cierto momento?
Sí,
and spoke
Yes.
with an unemployment
¿Y habló con
counselor?
un consejero de desempleo?
sí.
Yes.
And did this unemployment
¿Y este
counselor say
consejero de
something to
desempleo
you?
le dijo algo a usted?
Un security.
A security.
All right, and this
¿Y
security person,
esta persona de seguridad
did that person recognize you?
la reconoció? Yes.
What did that person
¿Qué
say
le
to you?
dijo esa persona?
Era un moreno
It was a black guy.
y me dijo, ¿usted es la housekeeper de Mr. Simpson?
He said to me, you're Mr. Simpson's housekeeper.
Y le dije, no.
I said, no.
Did that concern you also?
Okay, I wasn't paying attention for a bit, but now we know who it is. Even though she just said no, she is Mr. Simpson's housekeeper.
¿Y eso también le preocupó?
Sí, muchísimo, ya no vuelvo a ir ahí.
Yes, very much. I won't go back there.
What about the safety of your
¿Y qué de
family?
la seguridad de su familia?
Tengo mucho miedo por mis hijos también.
I am very scared for my children too.
Has your daughter or your son
Su hija
expressed any
o su hijo le han
concerns
expresado
because of the
preocupación
fact that you're
debido al
recognized
hecho de que
everywhere?
usted la reconocen en todos lados. Espérese,
Sustain.
no conteste.
How do we get at the safety of the family for this hearing?
Entonces,
You're
¿cómo
listening
vamos a
to it. I'm
llegar a
trying
donde
to
la
listen
seguridad
what her concerns are
de
in
la
that regard.
familia tiene que
Part of the
ver?
declaration.
Well, concerns are what's in her mind.
Well, I'm asking what.
So you're saying that there's a state of mind exception that you're trying to get to,
Yes, there it is.
or rule?
All right, thank you. Based upon your conversation
Basado en,
with
en su
your
conversación
your
con
children,
sus hijos. ¿Y usted?
what is your belief regarding
¿Qué
their
cree usted
concerns
sobre las
about their safety
preocupaciones
and
de
the safety
ellos,
of your grandchildren?
sobre su seguridad de ellos y la de sus nietos y usted?
Sí, tengo mucho miedo. Y mi hija también tiene mucho miedo. Dice
I'm very scared and my daughter is also very scared. Mhm.
Has that been one of the problems that you've had
¿Ese ha
with your
sido uno de los
daughter?
problemas que ha tenido usted con su hija?
Sí.
Yes.
And what has your daughter said to you about that?
¿Y qué le dijo su hija sobre esto?
What's your daughter said
¿Qué
to
es
you
lo que le ha
about it?
dicho a su
Que la
hija?
pueden llegar a matar o robarle sus hijas.
That they could even kill her or steal her children from her.
And when you said
Y
they,
cuando dice
do you know what she's talking
podrían
about?
ellos, ¿sabe a quién se refiere?
That
Sí.
escalated
Yes.
quickly.
¿A quién?
A la gente contraria.
The people on the other side.
When you talk to
Cuando usted
your daughter and your son,
habla de su
is this a matter
hija
that you're
y
very
su
serious
hijo,
about?
¿esta es una cuestión de la cual usted habla muy en serio?
Sí.
Yes.
When you left the state of
Cuando
California
usted
on
salió del
Wednesday,
estado de California el miércoles,
why did you leave?
¿por qué se fue?
Porque así no me miran ya los camareros Ya no van, tal vez no, los reporteros no viéndome allí, la gente dice que ya no estoy, y les digo a todos que me voy.
Because like that, then the camera people and the reporters won't see me anymore, and then I can tell them that I'm no longer there, that I'm gone.
Are you concerned that you become so
Y
well
le
known that
preocupa a
anybody
usted
on the
que
street?
es usted ahora tan conocida que todo el mundo la conoce.
What is your concern about
¿Cuál es su preocupación con
your picture
respecto
being on television?
a que salga su foto en la televisión?
Que todos me conocen, que todos son a la lavandería, que a cualquier simple parte que vaya, me están señalando y me están preguntando del caso de OJ.
That everybody knows me, that wherever I go, whether it's to the laundry, everybody looks at me, they're pointing at me, and they're asking me about OJ's case.
Now, continuing on with the
Vamos
declaration.
a continuar con la declaración.
You say, I want to
Usted
testify
dice, quiero
truthfully,
declarar con la verdad,
but I cannot stand the
pero
stress.
no puedo tolerar la
Exact-
tensión.
Is that correct?
¿Correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
I am a prisoner trapped in my own
Soy una
home.
prisionera en mi propia casa.
I cannot go outside.
No puedo salir.
Es true, es verdad.
It's true.
I cannot visit my
No
relatives
puedo
in
visitar a
Los
mis parientes
Angeles
en Los Ángeles
for fear that they too will be
por temor
harassed.
de que a ellos también los van a hostigar.
I'm asking whether.
Is there a question?
Counsel, yes, there is a question.
Yes.
Question is that true?
La pregunta es si eso es cierto.
Well, counsel, I've already read the declaration. I know it's there.
Thank you. Just I thought I would ask, since she could not, she's not doing it, Your Honor. She said she couldn't read it.
Porque dijo que no
This
pueden
point.
leerlo.
All right. Now, with regard to
Con
the
respecto
National Enquirer,
al National Enquirer.
do you know anybody by the name of Tony Frost?
Thought he was with the Star.
No.
Well, they're all the same, but Star, do you know anybody by the name of Tony Frost?
Oh, I miss Judge Frost so badly. I keep trying to get him, but he's just never on anymore. I'm going to try to get Judge Frost this week, guys. He's always good for some crazy. I miss Judge Frost. I love Judge Frost.
Tony Frost? No.
That you can
No.
identify?
Wisconsin.
No.
Now, presently, you have no source of income presently, is that correct?
No tiene ninguna fuente de ingresos, ¿correcto?
Actually, no. Oh. Sustained. I forgot he was on the other side for a moment there.
All right,
Rephrase the question.
certainly, Your Honor. Do you have any source of income
¿Tiene
presently?
usted alguna fuente de ingresos en este momento? Espérese.
No. Overruled.
No.
No.
Has anybody offered you $5,000 or $1 for your testimony in this case?
No.
No.
Do you want any money for testifying?
¿A cambio de declarar?
No, señor.
No, sir.
Do you want any money to be brought down here and harassed?
¿Que la traigan aquí a hostigar?
No.
No.
Do you want to be left alone?
¿Quiere que la dejen en paz?
Sí.
Yes.
When you finish court today, are you going back to this other state?
¿El tribunal aquí va a regresar al otro estado?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
And you still plan to leave to go to El Salvador tomorrow?
¿Irse a El Salvador mañana?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Now, you were asked some questions about the other lady from Channel 34. Do you recall that?
¿Se recuerda?
Sí.
I want to
Yes.
ask you some questions about that. How long did the conversation last between you and the lady from Channel 34 on last Friday, the 17th?
Algunos 25 minutos o 30, creo yo.
About 25 minutes or 30, I think.
At any time during that conversation, did you ever tell her that your lawyer had suggested that you can go back to El Salvador?
¿Puede regresar a El Salvador?
No, yo le dije,
No, I told her,
yo le pregunté a mi abogado si me podía ir y él me dijo que sí.
I asked my lawyer if I could leave, and he said yes.
All right. Now, in the course of this conversation with the lady from Channel 34, did she ever mention the subject of lawyers?
De los abogados.
Ella me dijo
She said to me,
que ustedes no me ayudaban, que todos me estaban usando
all of you were not helping me, that you were using me,
y que por qué no le hablaba a Mr. John,
that why didn't I call Mr. John,
y que ellos me podían dar un abogado del canal que hablara mi idioma
that they could give me a lawyer from the station who spoke my language
y que me ayudaran.
and to help me.
And when she asked and made this offer of a lawyer from the station, what did you say, if anything?
Le dije que no, que yo tenía que irle a hablar a mi abogado.
I said no, that I was going to call my lawyer.
And did you call your lawyer after that?
¿Llamamos abogado después de eso?
Sí.
Yes.
And you never appeared on camera with this lady, did you?
En la cámara con esta señora, ¿verdad?
Oh, well,
No, who's trying the case?
one lawyer at a time, though.
That's okay. I can count both of them. That's all right. Now, Your Honor, with regard to, well, strike that. Now, did you ever tell this lady, the reporter, that you felt abandoned by the defense lawyers because they hadn't contacted you?
Porque ellos no se habían puesto en contacto con usted.
No.
No.
And did this lady suggest that you call your lawyers, or did you call your lawyers on your own?
¿O usted llamó a sus abogados por su propia voluntad?
Yo le llamé.
I called them.
Now, in response to a couple of Mr. Darden's questions, in the last, in 1994, if you recall, how many times did you go back to El Salvador, if you went back to El Salvador?
Fui en diciembre.
I went in December.
And when you went in December, did you use a particular travel agent?
¿Usó un agente de viajes en particular?
Sí.
Yes.
And which travel agent was that?
¿El agente de viajes fue?
En la Panamericana.
Panamericana.
And was that the one on San Fernando Road that you told Mr. Darden about?
¿La que le dijo usted al señor Darden?
Sí.
Yes.
And what travel agent did you use at that time?
¿Y qué agente de viajes usó usted en ese momento?
La misma muchacha.
That same girl.
Zulima?
Zulima.
Now, if you recall, did you make some reservations to go to El Salvador earlier this month, the month of February?
A principios de este mes de febrero. Espérese.
Or will-
Conteste.
Sí.
Yes.
And did you make reservations on a one-way ticket?
Reservaciones para un boleto de viaje sencillo.
No me acuerdo.
I don't remember.
You weren't able to use those reservations, were you?
¿No pudo usar esa reservación, verdad?
No,
No.
And why weren't you able to use them?
porque mi hija me necesitaba.
Because my daughter needed me.
And was she out of town during part of the time?
Fuera de la ciudad durante parte de ese tiempo.
Estaba trabajando en Nueva York.
She was working in New York.
And when did your daughter return back to the Los Angeles area from working in New York?
Después de trabajar en Nueva York.
Porque vino el martes en la noche.
She came on Tuesday night.
And when your daughter was away in New York, who was looking after your grandchildren?
Yo.
I was.
And once your daughter returned from New York, did your daughter start looking after her own children?
Su hija empezó a cuidar a sus hijos.
Sí.
Yes.
And when was it that you left to go to this other state?
Para irse al otro estado.
Me fui el miércoles en la mañana.
I left Wednesday morning.
And the airline that you take to
La aerolínea que tomó.
El Salvador is, which airline is it?
¿Cuál es la aerolínea?
Acá.
TACA.
Now, you mentioned that Josefina Rodriguez, is that your niece?
Rodríguez es su sobrina.
Sí.
Yes.
And with
Don't ask her to spell it.
regard to your flying back here to Los Angeles last night, did you call my office and tell them where you were?
Para decirnos dónde estaba.
Sí.
Yes.
And was the ticket then sent to you?
Y le mandaron entonces un boleto.
Sí.
Yes.
And is your niece supposed to reimburse us for that ticket?
Y su sobrina nos tiene que reembolsar ese boleto.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, guys, this is a good breaking point. We still got an hour left of her testimony. Excuse me. I don't know that. We still have an hour left of this one video. So I don't know if her testimony goes to the next video or not. I didn't look ahead. I wouldn't do that to you. Okay, I would, but I didn't. So I'm going to start my courts. I'm going to start recording my courts. Hi, Walter. Yep, Monday courts are open. I hope it's really good this week, guys. I hope we have some great ones this week. I want to find them if we do. I am. I'm wasting my time in Harris County, Texas in this murder trial. This will be week 2. And it's not exciting. It's a murder trial with a whole bunch of witnesses and nobody. Nobody at all. You would think that would have a little bit of something. But, of course, John. This is the whole playlist. I have it. I have the link to the whole playlist in every single video I put up. In every single OJ video, there's a link to this playlist. See, I'll show you. Hold on. So here's the OJ Simpson trial. This is the one we're at now. If you look, the descriptions are all the same. And if you look, this is the link to the whole playlist. All right. I'm going to get busy. I'm going to get to work because next Monday I might have to stream for a very long time and I need content. Bye, guys. I hope you have a great, great, great day. I shall see you again really, really soon. Thank you so much for watching OJ with me. Bye, guys.